Largest retailer calling for other retailers to band together against Visa and MasterCard. Walmart flat out rejecting a proposed multi-million-dollar settlement over swipe fees, claiming the settlement does not fix a broken system. Here with what it means for you, John Alzheimer, president of consumer education for smartcredit.com. John, great to see you. I thought this settlement was a good thing for these people, and now they're protesting it. Why?
Yeah, I think after we've had a chance to dig through the settlement language a little bit more, we find that there really isn't any provision that prevents the large credit card networks from increasing swipe fees over time, which is problematic because while retailers will now technically be allowed to surcharge merchandise and services to cover the cost of those fees, the higher they go, the more that Targets and Walmarts and the folks who are, close to the margin and our discount stores are going to have to increase prices. That's not necessarily something that they're interested in doing. What they really wanted to see as a retail community was not only lower swipe fees, but also a cap on swipe fees so they just couldn't be increased in the future to cover the billions and billions of dollars that this is going to end up costing Visa and MasterCard.
So is this a victory for retailers now? Or I'm completely lost.
Well, here's where we stand. Okay, no one has won anything yet. The consumer is still kind of caught in the middle. We haven't won, we haven't lost. The group of plaintiffs certainly hasn't won because the settlement hasn't been approved. And retailers looks like they may not get as good of a deal as they initially have thought that they were going to get. And who really is going to lose is the law firm representing the plaintiffs because they're not going to be able to collect their hundreds of $millions of fees just yet. I know.
My heart goes out. Come on, those lawyers, they're not going to get their money. We need a bailout. Maybe there's a bailout for lawyers. Listen, here's what I think. I think the consumers are going to end up paying for this because guess what? Those fees are going to come out of our pockets. They're just going to bump up the price of everything that we buy so that we end up paying for it. It's another outrage for consumers at the end of the day, isn't it, John?
No, you hit the nail on the head. We're going to get screwed, to put it frankly. We were not asking for this. This should be very, very clear about swipe fees, which are also called interchange fees. Consumer groups were not out there outraged, calling their politicians, raising heck, occupying Wall Street. We were not asking for a cap on swipe fees or anything to do with swipe fees. We had nothing to do with it. But what's going to end up happening is the swipe fee will likely go up over time if this settlement is approved. And Jerry, as we know, we talk about this almost every week, the consumer is going to end up having to bear the cost of the increase, John, which means that our price of goods is going to go up.
What I'm starting to see here in New York are signs at some retailers that say if you pay with a credit card, you've got to have a minimum purchase. Do you think this is a response to this?
Yeah, and that has been a pretty common phenomenon, but it has increased in its frequency lately. Basically, what they want is they want you to buy something expensive enough or enough stuff so they have enough margin to cover the cost comfortably of their swipe fee. That's why it's unlikely that a retailer would appreciate it if you went in and bought a pack of gum with your credit card because they're actually probably going to lose money on that transaction. They want you to buy at least $10 or $15 so they can at least cover their costs. You're probably going to start seeing some more of that. And you probably will also start seeing what I call variable pricing based on payment method, meaning that if you pay with a credit card, your cost is X. If you pay with a debit card or cash, your cost is X minus something because it's less expensive for the retailer because of the fee.
Let's just review what's happened to consumers here. I got off debit cards because I was afraid I was going to have to pay debit card fees. I got onto credit cards because I could, pay it off every month, be in good standing, and earn some points. Now I'm going to have an extra fee for using my credit card. We have to default to cash, don't we? I mean, it's the only thing that's going to make sense with all this ridiculousness.
Maybe. There are large retailers who have come out and have said, we will not increase our costs because of this settlement, period. And you never know if that's actually true or if it will hold true over time. But what you don't want to do is you don't want to put a retailer like Home Depot or Walmart or Target or Costco or Lowe's or whomever in the position where they have to make that difficult decision between their customer and their financial health.
I want a list of those retailers. We'll put them on the show. John, thanks for coming on tonight. It's always great to have you here.
You bet, Jerry. Nice to be here.
Thank you.